B'laan residence patterns are constricted and expanded by marriage and intermarriages. B'laan males practice polygamy, meaning they can have as many wives as they can afford to support. The more wives, the more the hands that can sustain the family's economic survival. B'laan wives mostly belong to the other domains, and remarrying into another clan promotes and expands the political and social influence of the husband within that clan. On the other hand, B'laan males practice patrilocal residence, which means that they don't leave the village of their fathers when they get married, especially if their fathers are traditional village leaders. This is dictated by the need to preserve the political power of the leader, which might be diminished if a son leaves and another leader rises. B'laan marriages are traditionally prearranged by the parents, especially by the father, who decides if a certain marital union will enhance his and his clan's political and economic power. Such was the case of Juanito Malid, whose first marriage was prearranged, much against his will, by his father, Majon, patriarch of the Malid clan of Salnaong, who also happens to be one of only a few authentic B'laan hereditary leaders still living. Traditionally, leadership in B'laan society is determined by economic power, and attendant to this, the leader's adeptness in engaging in kasfala, the B'laan art of economic transaction and negotiation. The other critical determinant factor of leadership is the leader or prospective leader's reputation as a warrior, preferably one who has killed outsiders, whether B'laan or non-B'laan, who have encroached or are encroaching upon another B'laan domain. This is an element of B'laan culture that has most probably contributed to the image of B'laans as one of Mindanao's fiercest tribes. Be that as it may, traditional B'laan leadership is usually limited to a specific banwu or village or set of villages. Such type of traditional leadership is seen to have contributed to the historic difficulty of B'laans to deal with non-B'laan outsiders and vice versa. It was probably this type of leadership that also prevented B'laans from achieving intra-tribal unity strong enough to resist the depredations of big-time loggers who denuded their mountain homeland during the decades of the 70s and 80s. It had to take the passage of the IPRA law for the B'laans to develop a formal leadership and organizational structure in the guise of the mandated tribal councils. It is these tribal councils that are now serving as legal and institutional mechanisms by which B'laans can negotiate with other B'laans and with non-B'laan, particularly in accessing, exploiting, and sharing proceeds of the natural wealth that abound particularly within the B'laan homeland in the Tampakan Mountains.